I thank my colleague and friend from Florida for complimenting my state, but for most importantly, again, putting a face and names to those who are suffering as a result of our broken immigration policy. You know, for us here, we can stand here and talk about policies and debate them and talk about legislation that needs to be passed, but it's really those folks at home who make it all very real. It's not just a bill number, it's their own family that's being torn apart. It's their own children who are being affected. Now, you know, I talked about Mr. Ortiz in Hawaii. He and his family are going through this as we speak, where in just a few days he faces being deported. He and his family have exhausted all the options available to them given the time that they have. Our delegation from Hawaii, both my colleague, Congresswoman Hanabusa, as well as our senators, Senator Hirono and Senator Schatz, we've all sent a letter to Secretary Kelly, the Department of Homeland Security, urging him to reconsider this order and to halt Mr. Ortiz's deportation, taking a consideration to him and his circumstance and his long-standing commitment and leadership in our community. I've introduced legislation, H.R. 2794, which is what's called a private bill, specifically for the relief of Andres Magana Ortiz. And the purpose of this bill is to help Mr. Ortiz with his extremely challenging situation and to help him on his own path to citizenship. I urge Chairman Goodlatte to give positive consideration to this bill in his committee. I urge Secretary Kelly, the Department of Homeland Security, to revisit their policy and their decision and to put a halt on Mr. Ortiz's deportation. He's not just a number, he's not just a statistic. He and his family are facing this reality today. It's always the right time to do the right thing, and I urge these leaders to do that right thing. Mr. Speaker, with that, I yield back.